Hello and welcome again to Good Chats. Hopefully this time I've turned the microphone on. I've accidentally left the That's All Folks thing up too. Whoops. Welcome aboard to Good Chats, everybody. It's 8:15 p.m. on Wednesday night. And here we go again with the live stream crew on board. We do this every Wednesday night. We chat about railways and history and some of my work and everyone else's work as well. Would love to share your work on here and would love to hear everybody's opinions on it as well. So welcome aboard. I'm still sorting out graphics and stuff. There we go. I blame the cold. I've still got a bit of a cold hangover, so things are a bit foggy at best. So g'day Kane, welcome aboard. Thanks for coming on board first, you legend. Been seeing a lot of Kane's shorts coming out. He obviously captured a lot of video and a lot of the essence of the Pitchy Ritchie Railway and the festival up there on the weekend, which we caught up numerous times across the weekend again. So yeah, great to have you on board. Kingsley Purvis, welcome to the WA crew. Thanks for coming on board. Luke's fishing in the Northern Territory. Thanks for coming on board, sir. JK, producer of the show and holding me up all the time on things I'm getting wrong, so thanks for pointing out that title. Reed, good evening, sir. Nico, welcome aboard, mate. Grow it, make it, or break it. Hi. No, I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you won't be the last. It's okay. There'll be some other stragglers in, and of course, welcome to the replayers as well. Oh, g'day, O'Malley. Welcome aboard, mate. You're in Seymour. I'll have to. Are you doing any videos while you're out there in Seymour? Be interesting. Always interesting when you're in a new place to go have a look around and explore the local areas around there, I guess. 3 hours is a lot of footage, man. And that's the problem I've been having this week, is have a absolute ton of footage as well from the same weekend and from the trips I've done over the last few months, and this cold has just made it almost impossible to try and organize it all in my head and just work out where it's all going to sit. But I've nearly done it. I've made it through the sequencing now. I'm up to about 22 minutes. And so, after the usual things, we'll go to a bit of a preview of the last few minutes of that one. Definitely, man. Definitely. When you're out there, you've got to go exploring. You mentioned the ones you watch later. Yeah, no, it's Jack Wayman is usually out there on the replay tip. So g'day to Jack, and I know Jono is also out there generally as well on the replay. So g'day, guys. Hats off. So what have you guys been up to? What are you up to in Seymour, O'Malley? What's going on over there? Yeah, it is an interesting play on words, isn't it? Yeah, let us know what you're doing over there, man. That'd be great. Yeah, cool. I'd love to work for the ARTC, except doing the media thing, and I'll touch on that a bit later too. So what have you been up to? Tell us what's going on. I'll give you a bit of an update on where I'm at with the video, or I think I already have, and I've got a bit of a preview, which I exported out just before coming on tonight. So we'll have a look at that as well. Top secret. Yeah, right. Cool. Nice. Excellent. Hopefully you get a chance to go exploring around there, the rivers around there, and maybe go fishing in the rivers around there. I've always wanted to go fishing. I think that's like around the Goulburn River and stuff like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be a really cool place. And around the Highlands as well, lots of trout and stuff like that. That would be cool. Now, where was I? Also, I'm going to start to lean forward into the Coffs Harbour video that I'm going to start research on when I'm finished the Pitchy Richie video, and I've got the full gallery of pics that I just so happened to get from the National Railway Museum of the areas around Coffs Harbour. I have my own memories of it, and so these photos actually do, for me, evoke a lot of memories. You're working, yeah, bloody working too much, man. Trying to fit everything that we've got to do into 38 hours is difficult. Did you feel the earthquake? I think I saw the earthquake information on Facebook, and yeah, did you feel the earthquake? I don't think I've ever. I think I may have felt an earthquake once. Has anyone else ever felt an earthquake? And was it scary? Well, you know, at least you get to go camping every day. You know, that's what my wife says to me sometimes. Don't say, oh my God, this sucks. Just say, oh, I get to be grateful, you know, and all that stuff. Yay. Kalgoorlie, eh? I've never been to Kalgoorlie. One day we'll get there and head west. And then I was going to show you Book of the Week, and I was going to have a bit of a chat about actually, I think it might be more a leaflet of the week. And we'll go from there. We'll see what else gets thrown in the meantime. So this video is nearly done, sort of up to the end now, and I might have a bit of a surprise post bonus feature. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, or how I'm going to set that up, but I think I've sequenced the story as far as I want to tell it with the footage that I was able to capture while I was up there. So we'll just go to that. So now we're standing outside the Pitchy Richie Railway Museum Workshops and Depot. This is the site of the original workshops, opened in 1883.
Hopefully I got the sound right on this one. Let me know,
active
please.
Use in the 1950s. Obviously it was reopened again when the railway reopened. We're about to go for a look inside. Stick around. Yes, I got some footage of those lines out there. Oval Road, it's called. And I had another good chat
looking at the engine that led the train down to Woolshed Flat today.
The last station master
just
of
from
Horn,
here you can still feel the heat coming off the boiler.
Boolaroo Centre.
It's not a strong heat, but
Jeffrey, that's
nice
his name.
warm heat. I'm going to
Jeffrey
fire this up
Noggle
again tonight
Justice.
for
Had another
tomorrow's
good
train.
chat to him, and he's agreed to help me out with an up and coming video. Just chuck the text link in the chat if you like, or just chuck the bit that after the www, if you know what I mean. Just give us the link in between www.and.com, and we'll work it out from there. It's just a cut and paste. G'day Zabs Rails, welcome aboard. We're just having a look at the draft so far of the last few minutes of my Pitchy Richie video, just to get some ideas and some feedback, and just to have a bit of stuff.
There we go. We just had a tour of the Pitchy Richie Railway Museum workshops. You've seen some works in progress, you've seen some works here for spare parts, you've seen some operating engines, one of which is ready to go tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed that little trip. Let's continue on.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right, Kane. Live streams do weird things to audio and video sometimes. I'm going to have to look that up later. M88 Hercules tank. Gosh, that sounds cool. I might put some more narrative over this. I'll just wait until I'm totally finished and then I'll do a narrative later if I think
Let's
it's necessary.
Step inside the coffee pot and see what we can find. An ornate carriage, wood and leather.
This is the newest carriage in the Pitchy Ritchie fleet. It was only returned to service yesterday, in which it was used to carry the dignitaries and even the governor of South Australia. The coffee pot is
such a beautiful little train.
50th anniversary celebrations. It was all French polished by hand and restored over many years to the state that it is in today. What a fantastic example of the historic South Australian railways.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Pitchy Ritchie Railway through the Pitchy Ritchie Pass. You know, this story just gets more interesting the more you research it.
Right. So that's it. We're nearly at the end of that video, and I can feel that I'm so close now after so many hours work. And I'll be really honest, I'm a little bit over driving up and down the Augusta Highway at the moment, and if I don't have to do that again for a very long time, that would be nice. I'm glad that you guys like the footage. I have fit a lot of footage into 22 minutes. Hopefully now that my head is free of the cold, well, mostly free of the cold fog. I think you can tell that I'm still a bit fogged up. Mostly free of it, the bolt of lightning will strike sometime on the weekend and I'll get the whole thing wrapped up just like that. That's generally how it happens. So, next up, we've got a gallery, and we're just going to totally shift now from the Pitchy Ritchie Railway, because I really feel like the major part of that's over, and I'm just finishing it off now. A safe home for Bella, so go check it out, folks. If you Google that and you want to have a look at that and you want to support, then feel free. And if you don't want to support, that's cool too, because we're all here for psychological support, all kinds of support, really. I have turned monetization off on my stream as well, because I just think, it's just one of those things that I don't really want to see an ad in between, but make it, break it, and grow it. It's definitely not an advertisement. He's a real person, so go check it out. Now, we're going to go to that gallery, which is kind of, put a bit of a space between Pitchy Ritchie and now we're going to head to Coffs Harbour. This is down at the old airport, actually. This reminds me, it could have very well been me in that photo. I was that age, and I remember flying to Coffs Harbour as an unaccompanied minor on those prop planes back in the 80s, when things looked an awful lot like that, really. And so now we're headed to Coffs Harbour. Double steers. I don't know what double steers are. But maybe that's in that photo there somewhere. But that reminds me a bit of my childhood. I spent a lot of time around these rail yards during my childhood. So these are some of the images that have been given to me by the National Railway Museum. It was quite the surprise to find that they had this whole collection of images from Coffs Harbour. Oh, okay. I'm going to go back then and have a look. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, right. That's very interesting. Okay, that's not something I've ever heard before. So thanks, chat crew. Love it. Now, this is from Beacon Hill. looking down towards, I'd say this would be looking southeast, east-southeast, from Beacon Hill down to the Pacific Ocean. And the line that runs alongside the airport there. This would be in Coffs Harbour Yard, and I don't actually go back to the steam engine time, so some of these predate my times in Coffs Harbour, but I remember a very busy station yard there with lots of banana plantations around. So this would be coming out of one of the tunnels up around a place called Red Hill and Karamba, and I'm going to go exploring those tunnels if I can in the next video. Obviously it's an active railway now, but I'll get as close as I can. But this picture is reminiscent of all the banana plantations around Coffs Harbour back then, which are actually fast disappearing, believe it or not. The Big Banana used to be completely surrounded by banana plantations, but it's now really nothing more than a fun park surrounded by a few scraggly banana bushes. Which movie was a good? Oh, The Italian Job. Right, yeah, right. Maybe it was an Italian bus. Who knows? They had far more style in New South Wales than South Australia ever did. That's because I'm from New South Wales, so I'm allowed to say that. I don't know. This is some guys cutting a cutting through somewhere. I'm sure I have all the data. Well, sometimes I don't have the data on some of these videos, but generally the NRM's photos are painstakingly recorded with a lot of data in the back of them. Again, coming through some of that really steep country, how the railway line makes its way up through the Great Dividing Range around there, around Coffs Harbour is amazing. And there's actually a whole lot more tunnels than you think there is. Yeah, good old Wagga. Good old Wagga Wagga. I'll be going past this next month as we do our road trip again from Adelaide up to Coffs Harbour. And that's where I'll be to make the video. There's the jetty at Coffs Harbour. This must be a later shot because there were cranes out on that jetty and a railway out along that jetty as well. Coffs Harbour's, the harbour itself is a really cool place. That's a bit like what the station looks like these days, except with some of the yards. Sorry, no, it's totally not what the station looks these days. All the yards have gone. There's only one-way track. There's no passing siding or anything there anymore at Coffs Harbour. But the station looks a bit like that. Some shunters and stuff like that used to shunt around the jetty area. I remember seeing some of those. Old railway line out to the southern breakwater, which was how it was built. There was still some of that infrastructure back in place in the 70s and 80s. It's all long gone now. Yeah, look, I don't know what's the temperature. So maybe someone could hook us up with the temperature. Well, I'll just have a look on my phone. It's 12 degrees. It's bloody cold. But hopefully it's nearly over. We're in August now, so hopefully soon it will be over. Another view of some of the yard. The lines used to go all over the place. I've got a yard map of the Coffs Harbour yards as well, and they're quite extensive, with sidings obviously heading out to the jetty and heading out to the breakwaters and the goods yards. There's 43 pictures in this, so I'm just gonna fast forward for a little while as we go through it. This is the area around Coffs Harbour Yard. I don't know if you all have ever been to Coffs Harbour. Beautiful town, which I have a lot of connections with. The old, well, obviously, railway crossing. I think at least one time more than one time I would have driven up to Coffs Harbour in a car exactly like that. Oh, no. What's that? I'm only just finding out about some of these pics like you are. Oh, that'd be a guy changing the points. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it'd be super icy out there on the plains. That's for sure. This is starting to get a bit later with these diesels and whatnot. Can you see now how I find long images of things and long videos of things without any music a little bit boring. Quite possibly because I have undiagnosed ADHD as well, but there we go. There's that map that I've got as well. So I'm starting to collect my resources for this up and coming video, and I've got a bit to work on there. I also have some PDFs, and also already have my little folder of bits and pieces and notes and stuff, starting to get ready for when we go into research mode. 26 degrees done. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, cool. There is we're now at the point where we're going to go to book of the week. I have to go back to that scene to there again. It's not really book of the week. I just wanted to show you a couple of resources that I used for making the video, and one of them is this. It's just it's a one-page leaflet. Oh god, this is really messy. It's not really working out, is it? Can't really see. Should it? Unless we put it that way. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a one-page leaflet that I've printed out in A3 format because I printed it out at work and I can. This is the handout, and you can find the link on the Pitchy Ritchie Railways website. And this kind of stayed near me or nearby or in my bag during the whole few months that I was working on this video. And I think it's an amazing resource. It's just so well laid out. It's just got so much cool information. It's got the map. It's one of the easiest to read things, and I really wanted to show this as an example of excuse me, of my kind of design thinking. And I would love to see this, and I did think at one point, I'd love to see this handed out. I thought this was handed out before I went there, to everybody who was riding on the railway, but then I thought, well, that'd be a bit wasteful, lots of paper. I think it would be really good if they could put something like an app, location-based tour apps or something that you would just scan the QR code before you get on the train, and then you could open the app, and the app would be showing extra information that's pertinent to where the train is at that point in time. I know it's a little more complicated than that because not a lot, but some of the pass is out of mobile phone coverage. So maybe it could just be an information leaflet you simply just scroll through. I'd love to see things like this implemented, and I know volunteer. I know how constrained volunteer organisations are because everybody brings great ideas, but there's only so much space to implement the ideas. But I think that would be really interesting to see. That's one thing that I think they could improve a little on is kind of intertwine, and of course I would say this, right? Intertwine that sort of digital experience and dig a little bit deeper. They could have QR coded stations around the station precinct, which would open up stories where people who were involved with the railway would be telling video and audio stories. So you could have this video and audio narrative with you as you walked around the precinct, or even as you rode the train. So you could go up from an app to kind of an audio book that played in chapters as you went down the train. But at any rate, the car captains were really good. Some of the car captains were really knowledgeable and really entertaining, and they're basically the customer service volunteers that they are assigned to each carriage to keep everybody in check. Do penguins have knees? Well, there you go. Well, think about it no more. Stress no more. Chatroom crew, we now know that penguins have knees. And surprise, surprise, Mikey recommends a digital app or audiobook application for the Pitchy Ritchie Railway. No surprises there. So yeah, it's that's what have we got? That was book of the week, effectively. and we talked about everything we kind of want to talk about. And I've gotten to 8:40 p.m. So seriously, I've only made it 25 minutes tonight. No, I don't know. All right. That's pretty much it, though, because I do want to keep things moving. And I'll be quite honest, too. I really just want to get back onto this video while I've still got some energy. So I want to go put in another hour or two trying to wind this up and trying to get through the bonus bit and tie all of that together. They could definitely improve the amount of operating any class diesels up in the Pitchy Ritchie. But for a volunteer organisation, I'm just so impressed with what they do that they should be far more well supported than they are. The service that they provide is just fantastic. So, and seeing the speed and the efficiency of the service, and how awesome the volunteers are to everybody as well. It's just a fantastic crew, and any improvements would be kind of, to me, to need to be marginal, because they've got something really special going on. All right, hang on. That's the question. That's going to be a question for next week. Now we're going to do this. We're going to go to. That's all, folks. And hopefully next week I'll finally be free of this cold, and I can move on and finally be free of this Pitchy Ritchie video, and we can all move on with our lives. As much as I've loved it, I'm definitely ready to go to the next project, because I've become a little bit obsessed with this one. All right. So thanks everybody for coming on board tonight and contributing. I love to have good chats. In fact, this week has turned out to be true to the thumbnail, and it's been excellent chats. So I hope I don't miss anybody, but Kane's Trains, always love to have you on board. You know so much about this stuff that I'm always super impressed. Go check out Kane's channel. He's been prolific, for want of a better word, over the last couple of weeks. Kingsley Purvis, thank you, WA, for coming on board, and I know you're an hour and a half behind the rest of us, so hello to the past. Welcome to the future. Luke's Fishing NT, thanks for coming on board, mate, and contributing as well. And go check out Luke's channel. JK, thank you, sir, for all of your advice and all of your comments as well, sir. Bro, thank you for coming on board. Nico, thanks for coming on board, fellow New South Welshman right there. You know where we're coming from when we say pool and school, or is it pool and school? I forget. Who else did we have on board? Steve Klink, thanks for coming on board. Always great to see you, sir. Grow it, make it, or break it. Thank you for coming on board. Who else have we had on board? O'Malley, of course. We're missing Andy Munro tonight. Maybe he's busy making a video. Maybe he'll see the replay. Thanks for coming on board if you did. Zabs Rails, hey, thanks for checking in. Great to see you. And who else have we had tonight? There's been a bunch of lurkers as well. I can tell that there's been a bunch of lurkers. It'd be always feel free to pipe up or give us a like and share it with your mates, and maybe even subscribe to my channel. The live stream doesn't really create that many subscribers. On balance, it's kind of break even, I'd love to get to the point where we're seeing more subscribers from the live streams. God, I've had my camera in the wrong spot the whole time. Shouts out to the Lithgow crew. Thank you to everybody who came on board. Thank you for bearing with me through July and August, but it barely hasn't been a day really that there hasn't been something bloody wrong with me, and I'm nearly there with that video as well. So thank you for sticking around. This is and has been good chats. Excellent chats, in fact. And we do this at 8:15 p.m. every Wednesday night. Thank you again for coming on board. We'll definitely see you next Wednesday. Peace.
Thank you.
Cue heavy breathing. Sorry, Kane.